Our other top story tonight, the family of a missing 21-year-old man with autism is still fighting to find him on the 30th day of his disappearance. Jonathan-Hoang went missing March 30th when he left his home in Arlington. Thanks for joining us for the news at 10. I'm David Rose.
And I'm Sabir Rayford. Despite a week-long search, the family has been critical of efforts by the Snohomish-County Sheriff's Office to investigate this case. Fox 13's Jennifer Dowling spoke with the missing man's father, who says they're getting help from a National Autism Foundation, who says because Jonathan is a vulnerable adult, the case should have been immediately investigated as a crime. Jennifer?
Good evening. The family has been talking to that Autism Foundation. They also just met with the Snohomish-County Sheriff's Office yesterday. They said they were thankful for that meeting, and yet they were still a little disappointed in the investigation because they are fearful that cell phone data and iPad data and other electronic data could be lost because it's not being classified as a criminal case.
Unbearably painful. Because we're unable to help him.
Hoang and his son Jonathan, pictured here as a child, have always been close. Since his disappearance, he's feared the worst.
He's scared. He doesn't have his medication.
Loved ones created an online petition April 26th to call for the sheriff's office to elevate it from a missing persons case to a criminal case and to form an interagency task force.
We were just desperate, and we just didn't know what to do.
Tao says they were able to get a meeting with the sheriff.
I'm very thankful that we were able to secure Sheriff Johnson's attention. Up until yesterday, we didn't really felt being heard.
The court recently designated him as Jonathan's legal guardian, which has helped him to gather his son's medical history.
So that we have the whole history of his medical record in terms of his disability. So that was not available to us previously. The other one is we now can advocate on his behalf.
He also hopes it will help him gather more of Jonathan's iPad and electronic history.
There is a digital footprint of him somewhere, and that hasn't really been thoroughly invested yet.
I reached out to the sheriff's office about that digital investigation. Investigators say detectives work with Apple, Google, and Microsoft to review any activity on Jonathan's accounts and receive cooperation from all three companies and determine there has been no activity since he was missing. Detectives also conducted a digital analysis of his cell phone and computer that were left behind, but nothing of evidentiary value was found on these devices. Additionally, investigators say Apple is unable to locate the iPad using the Find My app, and it doesn't have cellular data, so it can't be pinged or tracked in real time. Tao says the family is now pushing for investigators to make a formal request called Letters of Preservation to save the data from being wiped.
It's a active investigation. It could very well be done already, but we don't know that for a fact.
Until then, Tao says he'll keep searching.
We know he's asking for help and we cannot help him. So it's really, really hard.
The Autism Foundation did release a statement arguing against the sheriff's office statement that the iPad could not be tracked due to cellular data, calling the response incomplete and saying even without iPads can ping Wi-Fi networks, logs of connected routers, MAC addresses, and geolocation history. The foundation goes on to say there's no evidence this was pursued or shared, no forensic report has been provided, and no clear explanation has been given as to what steps were taken. So the family also has hired a private investigator. The Snohomish County Sheriff's Office says they are accepting information from them, including email information as well as a thumb drive. Reporting live in Everett, Jennifer Dowling, Fox 13 News.